at 7 p.m. in the City Council chambers at 301 South 5th Street will now come to order. And please rise for invocation by Mayor Pro Tem Steve Davis and remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Heavenly Father, we thank you for this time here to be in this meeting place to conduct business for this town, dear God. Thank you for your blessing. We ask now that you give us wisdom, faith, and hope, especially during these times of trials that we're going through. Be with us now as we conduct our meetings, and we thank you for the interested citizens that are here and that stay close to the issues and attend to things. And we just praise you and be with us now. In Jesus' name, amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, Clerk Young.
Councilwoman Parson.
Here.
Councilman DeGaris.
Here.
Councilwoman Horton.
Here.
Councilman Cornman.
Here.
Councilman Black. Mayor Pro Tem Davis.
Here.
Mayor Smith.
Here.
We do have a quorum.
Thank you, Clerk Young. Item 5, disclosure of interest. Any member of the City Council may disclose any possible conflict of interest dealing with either any item on the printed agenda or with any matter discussed at a previous meeting. Hearing none. Item 6, citizens' input. Each person in the audience may take this opportunity to address the City Council on any matter which is not on the printed agenda. And I have Mr. Chester Pumphrey. And please state your name and address when you come to the podium, please.
That doesn't come loose, Mr. Pumphrey.
My name is Chester Pumphrey. I hang out at 1119 Spring Street in Poplar, Bluff. I rise, pun is intended, to speak on propriety or the lack of it and political propaganda. As many of you know, I'm on the ballot come June 2, but I really am not physically up to the demands of the position. So I am supporting Robert Duckett, that is, and Logan Gillum. I won't say right now why I chose those two, but however, if some of you have heard enough of me to cast me into the role anyway, there would be some changes coming. I'm a cheapskate. Mostly, I detest any hint of corruption in government business. Secondly, I despise that nature of some jurisdictions to ride the backs of the little people. When some overfed control freak in a stuffed shirt comes at the citizen in an authoritative and bullying manner, it only serves to get the guy's back up. At this point, since I have no idea how many of the Magnificent Seven wish to speak, and deferring to my friend Greg West, who says that a lack of attention span is a serious problem in our world today, I will put the rest of what many of you may or may not call propaganda or even foolishness in writing for your proposal, which, if the gavel will allow me, I now hand you. Unless you have questions, I now yield the floor.
Is there anyone else would like to speak? And just for the safety of everyone, let's please refrain from touching the mic or the podium, please. If there be no others, we will move on. Item 7, consent agenda. The items on the consent agenda are approved by a single action of the City Council. If any council member would like to have an item removed from the consent agenda and considered separately, he or she may do so.
I motion we accept the consent agenda as presented.
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. That ends the consent agenda portion of the agenda. Item 8, workshop items for discussion. Item A, the City Council will review a request for approval of a new temporary cell tower, height of 85 feet, located at 1017 Ridge Avenue, Poplar, Bluff, Missouri. Mr. Winters.
We have a representative with the company with the tower here, Mr. Sprague. I'm going to let him address it, and he can answer all your questions and give a better explanation than I can. So,
Okay, thank you. Would you please state your name and address?
Absolutely. My name is Jake Sprague. I work for Network Real Estate as the registered agent for AT&T, and my address is 5055 Highway N, Suite 200, St. Charles, Missouri, 63304. Thank you for your consideration this evening. As Matt said and is on the agenda, we're requesting approval for an 85-foot temporary cell tower on wheels is what they're called. And it's maybe not the most common thing that you guys have seen, but what it basically is everything is above ground. It's got a maximum duration of 1 year by federal law. And what we use these for is while we're working on getting the federal regulatory approval for our permanent site on the property, this is going to immediately serve the citizens of Poplar Bluff. As you guys know, that intersection at Canal and Westwood Boulevard there is the busiest in the county, so there is an immediate need for better coverage in the area. We will be submitting our permanent site plan for your review and approval within the coming weeks or months. We're still finishing up a couple of the design, ironing out the design on that, but this evening we would appreciate your consideration for our temporary tower.
Okay, thank you. Any questions or comments for our guest?
What kind of benefits should we be able to see?
You'll see increased coverage in the area, cell phone coverage, the E911, better response on that. Basically, this site is one of, I think, 5 or 6 sites that I'm working in the area to increase the overall AT&T network coverage in the Poplar Bluff area. I think it was back in March, we received approval from the city council for a tower that we're working with Poplar Bluff Municipal Utilities for a new tower there. There are a couple of, there are two, another site that just received approval back in November was at McCoy Scrap right over there. Basically, and I'm a little bit out of my depth as far as the radio frequency engineers go, but you know, they designed areas that they need increased improvement from their network on, and this location should satisfy one of the major concerns that they have.
Thank you.
Thank you.
How long do you estimate the temporary tower to be up?
Well, by federal law, it can only be up for 12 months. You know, we hope it's less than that. You know, we can't really predict for sure how long the permanent sites FCC approval will take, just because there's so many moving parts, and obviously with the COVID-19, it could be a little bit longer, but we hope to have that ready for construction by the end of this year, which would mean the temporary site would be an even less than a year, but to answer your question, it'd be a maximum of 1 year.
Max, okay.
Any further discussion?
Make a motion to move this to the voting session June 1st.
Second.
Any further discussion on it? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Item 9, action required items. AA, bill number 8233. The city council will take action on an ordinance amending section 405.050 to include liquor by the drink establishments as a conditional use in the CX3 district and amending the general conditional use permit application.
Motion for first reading of bill number 8233.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Counselor.
An ordinance amending the City of Poplar Bluff, Missouri Code of City Ordinances by amending Section 405.050 relating to liquor by the drink establishments in the CX3 district and amending the general condition use application.
Motion for second reading of bill 8233.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Counselor.
An ordinance amending the City of Poplar Bluff, Missouri Code of City Ordinances by amending Section 405.050 relating to liquor by the drink establishments in the CX3 district and amending the general conditional use application.
Motion for adoption.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? Roll call, Clerk Young.
Councilwoman Horton,
Yes.
Councilman Cornman,
Yes.
Councilwoman Parson,
Yes.
Councilman DeGaris,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Davis,
Yes.
Mayor Smith.
Yes. Bill number 8233 is adopted. Item BB, bill number 8234. The city council will take action on an ordinance amending section 440.010 definitions and section 440.020 to include verbiage and regulations for small wireless communication facilities in all zoning districts.
Motion for first reading of bill 8234.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Counselor.
An ordinance amending the City of Poplar Bluff, Missouri Code of City Ordinances by adopting a new section 440 related to small wireless communications facilities.
Motion for second reading of bill number 8234.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Counselor.
An ordinance amending the City of Poplar Bluff, Missouri Code of City Ordinances by adopting a new section 440 relating to small wireless communications facilities.
Motion for adoption of Bill 8234.
Second.
Any further discussion? Roll call, Clerk Young.
Councilman Cornman?
Yes.
Councilwoman Parson?
Yes.
Councilman DeGaris?
Yes.
Councilwoman Horton?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Davis?
Yes.
Mayor Smith?
Yes. Bill number 8234 is adopted. Item CC, Bill number 8235. The City Council will take action on an ordinance approving the donation of used self-contained breathing apparatus, air packs, and accessories to the Three Rivers College Fire Science Program.
Motion for first reading of bill number 8235.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Counselor.
An ordinance authorizing the donation and transfer of self-contained breathing apparatuses and related accessories from the City of Poplar Bluff Fire Department to Three Rivers College for use in the Fire Science Program.
Motion for second reading, Bill 8235.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Counselor.
An ordinance authorizing the donation and transfer of self-contained breathing apparatuses and related accessories from the City of Poplar Bluff Fire Department to Three Rivers College for the use in the Fire Science Program.
Motion for adoption of Bill 8235.
Second.
Any further discussion? Roll call, Clerk Young.
Councilwoman Parson?
Yes.
Councilman DeGaris?
Yes.
Councilwoman Horton?
Yes.
Councilman Cornman?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Davis?
Yes.
Mayor Smith?
Yes. Thank you. Bill number 8235 is adopted. Item DD, Bill number 8236. The City Council will take action on an ordinance rezoning property lying between Katy Lane and Barron Road from RS2 General Residential to O1 Office Professional for future commercial use.
Motion for first reading of bill number 8236.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Counselor.
An ordinance rezoning property located east of 2700 Katy Lane and north of 2438 Katy Lane from RS2 General Residential to O1 Office Professional.
Motion for second reading of Bill 8236.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Counselor.
An ordinance rezoning property located east of 2700 Katy Lane and north of 2438 Katy Lane from RS2 General Residential to O1 Office Professional.
Motion for adoption.
Second.
Any further discussion? Roll call, Clerk Young.
Councilman DeGaris?
Yes.
Councilwoman Horton?
Yes.
Councilman Cornman?
Yes.
Councilwoman Parson?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Davis?
Yes.
Mayor Smith?
Yes. Bill number 8236 is adopted. Item EE, Bill number 8237. The City Council will take action on an ordinance regarding the destruction of antiquated records from the Police Department.
Motion for first reading of bill number 8237.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Counselor.
An ordinance authorizing the destruction of antiquated records by the Poplar Bluff Police Department.
Motion for second reading of Bill 8237.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Counselor.
An ordinance authorizing the destruction of antiquated records by the Poplar Bluff Police Department.
Motion for adoption of Bill 8237.
Second.
Any further discussion?
I have a question.
Yes,
Just to,
ma'am.
when we say antiquated, that's not something that's going to need to be used in a lawsuit or anything, is it? Could you explain that so people will understand?
No, when we talk about antiquated, all local governments operate under guidance by state law, as promulgated by the Secretary of State's office, and they tell us how long we have to keep these old records. And it's essentially a statute of limitations on how long we have to accumulate all of these records. And so when we go past, and generally we'll be very conservative, and we'll go past it by probably at least a year, beyond, some records are 3 years, some are 7 years, some are 14 years, some we keep forever. And all we do is we follow those guidelines, and when that time has run for, when the state tells us these records are antiquated,
Right.
then you may destroy them, and it just cleans out our warehouses, if you will. And so all the records that and we do these routinely, as you have seen, Council Lady, for City Hall, for Fire Department, Police Department, municipal utilities from time to time. When we have passed that limit, then we are, under the law, allowed to dispose of them.
I understood. I just thought maybe the general public might need to. Thank you.
Okay, roll call, Clerk Young.
Councilman Cornman?
Yes.
Councilwoman Parson?
Yes.
Councilman DeGaris?
Yes.
Councilwoman Horton?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Davis?
Yes.
Mayor Smith?
Yes. Bill number 8237 is adopted. We will not have any need for item FF, and at this time, if there be no other comments from the council, we will entertain a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion, we adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Adjourn.
Barb.
See what I can tear up here.